Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ryan, do you have any contractors that do remodeling?
That does remodeling? So qualify that. What kind of remodeling?
Tearing floor out.
And redoing floor?
Thank you. Redoing floors, possibly like taking cabinet doors off and redoing, putting a shower where a bathtub is now and removing no shower. Can you just send it to me or text me, email, whatever?
His name's Jeremy Elliott. He's got a small business, and he does almost all of our handyman type of work when it comes to contract. So he does everything.
So it's
Right,
not
and I do have a specific flooring person as well. Only does flooring.
Yeah, well, give me both names. Just send it to me in email because you don't have to contract.
I'm good.
Can we change it back to the first and the third?
Okay, good. Thank you.
I'm so confused.
How are you?
I'm good.
So the next, when's your next? So that's the first, right?
How is this?
You said you couldn't do this.
Oh, you were at Disney, that's right. You Disneyland or Disney World?
Florida.
You were Florida, so, oh yeah, we talked about this. Did any of what I said come true?
No, none of it.
Thank God.
Well, except for the heat that makes me want to barf.
Barf.
Yeah, I hate.
When the line's really bad.
So we spent 2 days. We're one and done. We're never going again.
Right.
So.
Right.
What ones did you go to?
So we only spent 2 days. So
Okay.
it wasn't like we're a week long and like hating everything. We did like Guardians.
Good.
We paid
How
extra
great was
for-
that?
It was unbelievable.
So great.
What did you do?
Right.
It was unbelievable.
I think the Guardians was the best
Oh, I
one.
bet that was cool.
Yeah, that was the best one out of all the parks. I mean, although, did you go to Universal, like
Yeah,
the Star Wars
Yeah.
ones? That was really cool.
So we only did kind of Guardians and.
Since we're starting with
that
that one.
I don't know,
Just
some
get
other
out
ones that were over
yeah.
there, and then we went
I wasn't
to
sure. I put the link
all
in
the
the
Star Wars
meeting
stuff, all the stuff.
piece, so I wasn't
How
sure.
We
great
had a
was
great
it
time.
when we
It was
walked
so
into
hot,
that
so.
room and it was all, you're on the.
Oh, yeah. My husband, he's
Nerd.
really, he
Yeah.
totally geeked out.
Right.
The kids did too, but. one
Sorry,
of my
so you
kids-
have to move on,
Yeah,
right? Stop.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun, but it was so hot. I
Just the worst.
I just had to go from
This is the
spot
worst
to
time.
spot with AC because I was just gonna pass out the whole time.
You staying on,
Half of it, yes, the other half been on it.
so that if we were home talking, then you were good, because you could get in early
Yeah.
and stuff.
Right, the first day we couldn't though, because we were on Airbnb. It was okay, it was all right, but I just think it's such a racket, like, oh,
Such a racket.
$25 a park or 35. If you don't want to walk miles, let's pay another $50 and you can park closer.
That's what.
Okay,
Get
so that's happened.
But even the Ubers, like, they're like, oh, here's a drop off. Yeah, about 3/4 of a mile, basically. In the drenching.
One and done, we'll never do it again. And you
You
really do need.
Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing?
You said-
Good afternoon, Park Meadows.
What is your name again?
We've got some folks joining us at home, and it is 12:30. So
Let's go to lunch.
let's
She's like, I'm down.
let's start our team meeting. I
Let's
mean,
go.
if you're ready. If you're not ready, we can wait like 5 more minutes. Is that cool? Those in the back, are we good to start? Cool.
Ryan, that's.
All right.
I don't know, the chatterbox is in the back.
Yeah, stop being a chatterbox, Ryan.
Listen,
Jesus.
I'm talking about a new recruit that we're trying to get. Come on, get back here.
Everybody.
We got a goal.
Yeah, how we
I
doing?
like it. Here, it's good to have
We're
those.
good. Woo, 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 woo. Happy Wednesday to y'all. We are, man, we're gonna have some fun today. We've been doing a lot of that in our team meetings. So if you're watching from home or if you happen to be streaming on Facebook, then, you know, you're missing out because you are not here in person. We're gonna talk a little bit more about all of the good stuff we've got going on here in person in the Market Center. But I don't know, where do we want to start? Do we want to have some fun? Get some stuff away? All right, let's dive in and have some fun. Let's play a game. Go ahead.
This is very good. That's so good.
Depends what the game is.
Okay.
All right, we're just gonna start the game.
Yeah.
I know. They're happy
All right,
too, so-
go ahead and take out your phone. You're gonna
Get
scan that QR code that you see up there, or you're gonna go to a little website called kahoot.it. All right.
I didn't bring my phone because I wanted to be.
You wanted to be present in the moment.
Awesome, I love that.
Did you?
I wanted to be present here.
I
No
love that.
distractions.
You and Sarah are gonna be a team. Elver win.
Okay.
All right, once you've scanned that QR code or you've gone to the website kahoot.it, you're going to be asked for a PIN. That's your PIN number, 630370. All right, it's starting to work.
My phone sucks.
Kahoot.it.
And then what?
Kahoot.it, and it's gonna ask you for a code. Your code is 630370. And I think we've got one player so far. Here we go. It's starting to happen. It's starting to go.
There we go.
Irene, Gwen. All right, if you're at home, you can have some fun and play along. If you're in the room though, however, we've got some stuff for playing. We have physical things.
Why is this making me like sign up for an account?
Yeah, you probably hit the wrong button, but that's okay. All right, let's go for a few more seconds.
Somebody's
This
making
is
music code.
this is the game. Who can successfully sign up for a game, right? This is how we're doing it.
630-370.
I know, right? So I'm just gonna keep putting in the number. And just.
No, it's not me. I've done this before, but it's got to, no, Richard's there.
All right, we're gonna give it like 12 more seconds. Is everyone in the room on?
No,
Wait,
I don't know.
no, okay, we're still going.
We're at.
For those that are waiting, can you put your name on the back of your ticket?
Your name in
You
there.
are, write your name on the back of your ticket. That's your name right here.
I can
So
write
you have
it.
to put in a code.
Oh, okay, mine's not.
Yeah, you're the code. It's okay.
Okay, you bet
You
your
know
name
who you are. So, all right.
Okay,
Okay, ready? Ready? Let's do it. Let's play.
That's fine. Shocked it's not me.
Oh, Christ.
You're gonna use your phone to answer the question. Here's the question, which one of these is not one of the C's in the Y4C2Ts? It is not one of the C's. You're gonna run out of time if you're looking at the wall. Just a heads up.
Nope.
Which one is not? Not one of the C's. Oh, a couple of you got it right. Collaboration, not one of the C's. We do it really well, but it's not one of those.
Fail.
Thanks, Bob. All right.
Oh, Michael got it.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ricky?
True or false? The P in the MVVVP stands for perspective. True or false? MVVVP. Keller Williams, we have a mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. It is true. All right, guys. Not so far.
Electronic games are hard when you have tremors.
All right.
All
right,
Michael.
You should be OP or something.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. The title of Gary
It's like you
Cohen's
own this place.
podcast is.
You know this.
What's
Gary-
his podcast called?
It's the best podcast.
The best podcast. Yeah, I like that one. I like that name. That's not on there. What do they call it? What's Gary's podcast called? All right. Patrick, extra bonus points if you know our
I have no
if you know our
idea.
stuff this well. There we go. It is think like a CEO.
Yeah.
Think like a CEO. You guys are nailing it. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna get last.
Gwen's
on
fire.
Oh,
wow.
Yes, Gwen, come on.
True or false? Top titles like the MREA and the One Thing can be found at kellerbooks.com. True or false? These books can be found at kellerinc.com.
that is a trick question. That is such a nonsense.
Yes, it was.
Who reads anyway? Dude, we officially lost.
Sipping along.
Where we take the day away from our business and give where we live what's that day called? We take the day away from our business
I
and
know that
give
one.
where we live.
International Volunteer Day.
Yeah. Red day, 100% on that
For
one.
some of
Big
us, it's
red.
really
Yeah, right. A little nervous there. All right.
There you go.
Oh,
Mine
That's what they'll give
Look
you
at
$20
that.
if you knock Glenn's phone out of her.
God, family, then business. This is our vision, our values, our tagline, or our mantra. God, family, then business. Mantra.
Oh, did it go away? It went away. It went away.
Yes. All right, our values.
Almost everybody has.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Our tagline, it is not our tagline. Yes. All right. It's one of our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives, right? All right.
Ricky beat you.
All right.
Michael's on fire.
I think we only have a couple more, so let's see what we got here.
Great.
MREA stands for. What does MREA stand for?
Oh, crap.
Oh, I did.
Make real estate awesome.
I didn't read the.
Yeah.
I didn't read the whole thing.
Nobody
I
wants
read
to
the
make
first
real
two.
estate awesome. Lots of you did say
Oh, I
the millionaire
did.
real estate agent.
I can't
Good
read
job.
that far. I don't have my glasses.
Didn't you get?
Wah, wah.
All right.
Oh,
No, they won't let me have it.
Irene, look at you.
Oh, did I go up?
Yes.
What are the four pillars of KW cultures?
I
Is
can't
it
read
the
any of
six
those.
personal
I'm
perspectives,
small.
the MV, then come up here. No, it's like you have to stay in your seat. This is like a kindergarten.
Simple.
Here, read the screen.
Come on.
Just, oh, it's gone.
Oh,
I missed the camera.
I didn't read that. Six
No one
personal
cut.
perspectives, the
I didn't get
MVVP, the Y4C2Ts, and Quantum Leap was not it, even though it had the most. There we go. It was the six personal perspectives, the MVVP, Y4C2Ts, and Culture in Action.
We need to work on our pillars.
I know, right?
Nobody got it.
Now we know what's coming up at the next two meetings, right?
Okay.
What's coming up at the next two meetings. Here's the focusing question. Is it, what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or clearer? Is it true or false? Is that the focusing question? What's the one thing I can do
At this
such
point,
that
we're
by
just going
doing
for
it,
speed.
everything becomes easier or clearer?
What?
It is false.
Not
It becomes
necessary.
Easier or unnecessary.
Nice work.
They changed the last word. I read the.
Tricky,
Nice
tricky
work.
widgets in here, isn't it? Okay, I think this is the last one, guys.
Hey.
We gotta be fast to get
Is
Michael
there-
out
is
there.
there
Yeah, you
time
do.
stat on
Yeah,
this?
here we go. Which one of these is not one of the C's in the Y4C2Ts? You don't get the C words, you just get the description. It's not one of the C's.
Dude, I just, no.
Oh,
I think we just,
I can't.
we're going for the caboose right now.
Well, somebody got it. Results through others. That is not. It is not one of the C's.
Oh, that's
One of the
career
C's.
It is
visioning.
not one of the C's.
We're going
It is
back.
success. It is the S.
Yeah.
It is the S in the Y4C2Ts.
I hit it. I was like,
Wow.
Only one person got it right.
Woo!
Dude, I think.
Hot dog, that
we
was
came in-
fun.
we came in dead last.
Wow. Ricky!
And.
What a great segue. Look at the segue.
Thank goodness.
It's almost like they planned this.
Hey, you guys are awesome. I'm glad to see that y'all were on the leaderboard that read who were, because this probably felt familiar. We've done this before. I haven't changed a darn thing since the last time we've done this quiz. So Ryan, remember, if you show up again, it might sound familiar.
It might
You'll
sound
also
familiar.
still not be able to read it. It'll be fine.
Questionable.
Oh, so you guys all have raffle tickets in front of you. We are giving away some good stuff. Bonnie's going to be here in a second. This is her section, so I'm just going to keep talking until she makes it in the room. You guys get raffle tickets when you come into the market center. You're getting raffle tickets. Hey, Bonnie.
She was.
I know, I just, she
here we
got
go.
quiet for a second. It must be very, very important here.
There's a couple of these going on.
Yeah, so Amy,
Right.
tell us about raffle tickets. Let's talk about some raffle tickets.
Raffle tickets.
Raffle
They're
tickets.
We're gonna
red.
give these out and lots of things. Make sure you put your names on them. Because then we're gonna put them in here. And so we have a few, we have a grand prize and then we have lots of little prizes.
Yeah, we're talking about raffle tickets.
Yes.
Yes, and it's all you. So tell us about the raffle.
So between now and the end of the year, we're gonna do one big raffle. It's gonna have a big grand prize. In between them, we'll do independent, like smaller raffles. Those tickets, the people that win will go back in, so you're still eligible for the grand prize. So the grand prize is gonna be family reunion, flight and hotel.
Wow.
Nice.
And the ticket, obviously. So we will draw that at the end of December. Today, we're going to have one raffle for our swag bag. So participation points, anytime you guys come in the office between now and December, you're gonna get a ticket to write your name on, you're gonna put it in the bin. So please come to as many things as you can.
Do you have to just show up to the office or show up for a class or something? Oh, yeah.
Show up. You can
All
just come in
things,
and work.
yes.
If you want to come in for the day and work in your office or work in a cube or just work in the training room, those count. You only get one per day. Every time you go to the bathroom, you can't get them two. Yes, so you get one per day every time you come to the office. And then next week, we're having another in-person team meeting. At that point, we are going to do a drawing for the Rocky Mountain Summit, which is the following Thursday, Friday, which is in Vail, which will cover your ticket and your hotel. We are also starting training Tuesdays. So on Tuesdays, we're going to do script practice in the morning from 9 to 11. And then we have a form to fill out, which I did not bring with me. And whoever gets the most information on that form will earn 5 tickets. So this upcoming Tuesday, if you come, there's not going to be a whole lot of tickets in there. So the likelihood of you winning that Rocky Mountain Summit is pretty good if you come and join us for script practice on Tuesday.
Yeah. And they haven't given me permission, but I'm going to take it to just like randomly give tickets to people. If I catch you like doing great stuff, or if you like win a contest in a team meeting, or you know, if you're participating in something and having fun. Great. Go on the road.
It's very important you guys put your name on the back of these tickets because we are not keeping track of the other side. Because I don't want to have to deal with you coming in and finding out whose ticket it is. So make sure you guys put your names on the back of it.
It goes in the hopper.
Goes in the hopper.
Where's the hopper? Yeah, the lost hopper. So there would be no shenanigans with this.
It is
now.
lost.
Yes, it is.
It would be nice.
It is a big deal. So everybody's got your tickets today. Make sure you put them in there. Michael, why don't you just have some fun and write your name on another ticket too? Since you won the big game. And Gwen and Ricky, why don't you guys get another ticket as well for placing second and third on that?
I should get 3 more tickets.
Because it's third.
I should get 5 more.
Oh.
You know how challenging
Oh,
that
look
is?
at
No, that's a
it. Write your
compliment.
name on this. All right.
I had to be the only one to get the last question right. That's-
And we've got some business to attend to. What are we doing first, Donna? Yes, yeah. Donna, share with us what are we doing?
Sorry, everybody. My helps a chair here. Okay. Couple of things. I told you when we had our last, I was not in the last meeting, but the meeting before the last, that the commission has changed their position statements from 46 to 29, I believe it is. And the one I talked to you about, when you go to closing and the title company says you have to close with our closing instructions, the answer is you don't have to.
Hell no, you don't.
Make sure that before you go, that you have fully executed closing instructions, the ones from Dora, because they're not the same as the title companies. Okay, the next one I want to talk to you about is commission position 25. It's in the inspection issues. The reason I want to bring this to your attention, because many, no offense, Patrick, but many lenders don't want the inspection resolution or to be given to them.
Totally offended.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I'm out
I'll
of here.
get over
It's like
it.
stomach ball.
So what I'm saying is go read Commission Position 25. If you want a copy, I've got one. But basically what it's going to say to you is seller can repair the property prior to closing. The seller can agree to pay a concession or contribution to closing for a buyer. Buyer and seller can negotiate to modify the sale price. At closing, the seller can escrow funds or pay a contractor. And after closing, the buyer can repair without assistance from the seller.
Sure.
We also, it says the brokers must understand working with their client to resolve the issues. Let me go back up here. If the broker claiming that the brokers misrepresented the property, negotiate repairs in matter of concealed issues from the buyer. When the property condition is affected, the commission issued statements clarifying broker are advised to regarding the inspection issues and maintain complaint. The buyer must understand, have a working relationship. You must give your DOR wants you to give the inspection, not the report, but the resolution to the lender. And it does say that in the contract, guys. So I know that everybody doesn't, the lender's first comment is, I don't want it. Well, if you don't give it to them, you say, hey, just send it to them anyway. What they do with it is their own issue, okay? All I'm saying is when you have problems with your inspection or you have inspection issues, they must be fixed between the buyer and the seller. Agents cannot they have to disclose if that deal falls apart, they have to disclose to the next deal. And if you don't, you could get reported to DORA for non-disclosure of an adverse issue.
To the lender.
Well, you could be to another buyer and or the lender, okay?
Yeah, I think
So if you don't, so it doesn't actually say that you're required in the contract to deliver the inspection resolution.
Yes,
to the
it
lender.
does say that.
The resolution itself is an amend extend, but a lot of lenders still require an additional amendment with them.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
probably why.
I'm gonna go reread that.
Yeah, go read it, because I don't have, and I'll knock on wood, I don't have anybody in here having these issues.
Yeah.
But it has become a big issue, and don't do that, Ricky. But it's becoming a bigger issue because buyers and sellers with their fighting and I want this house and I want to pay over and blah, blah, blah. It's creating many, many other problems. So this is one of the issues that have been coming up more and more and more. So just be careful. If you want a copy of this, I'm happy to give it to you.
So if I'm a seller.
Yeah.
And I don't like the buyer that we're with because the things have broken down negotiating, I don't want to sell my houses anymore. You can bring forth a claim that says the buyer didn't properly disclose their inspection or disclose the resolution to the lender, therefore they're in default of
How would
contract.
they know that?
No,
How would
that
they know
probably
if
is
the
not
buyer
gonna
didn't
happen.
disclose that to the lender?
The way you just
You
stated.
don't, but you can claim that to say if you want to try to get out of the contract as a seller. is that the way that
You're
you
gonna
can-
have a real thin ice on that one. I doubt you'll ever get out of that one. Oh, no, very, very seriously. However, the reverse role is, and I've had this happen within the last few months, somebody screams and yells at me about one of our agents didn't disclose something, okay? Well, the agent didn't know about it. And the quote from the buyer is, I'm gonna sue everybody, including us, go for it.
Please do.
Right? But those are the kinds of calls I get. So I just don't want you guys to be in the middle. If you know of, and the agent did not know anything at all. And buyer was in there for 3 hours and he didn't see anything. He's just mad because he has to put some new carpet in a house, okay?
Right.
But bottom line is that if you as the listing agent know of a defect, you need to disclose, the seller needs to disclose it on the seller's property disclosure. And if you have a deal that falls and you have something that got disclosed to you through a inspection request or a report, you need to disclose that. You can't hide it. Because all you're opening yourself up is to a suit or to complaints to DORA.
So this position 25 is more of just being able to disclosure,
Correct.
but not specifically, please disclose everything to the lender.
No, if you have resolution, just send them the resolution. That's all you have to do.
It sounds like it's both things. It's disclosing things that happen at the inspection, and if you're still under contract, you disclose it to the lender, and if you fall out and it creates a no.
Well, the only thing you have to say to the lender is your resolution.
This is where I have a question about this. We've had a couple of situations where there's been some sort of a water damage, right, that was found and resolved, you know, during that contract time, or a roof issue. Well, the lender then said, we no longer can lend on this property because of these conditions, unless these conditions are resolved beforehand, even though the buyer and seller agreed that it was going to be handled through concession and not fixed before closing.
Well, that's between the lender and the buyer, all right?
But that,
I'm just telling, I'm a conveyor, don't kill the messenger here. Okay?
I just want to understand that, because that would kill a deal though, that not necessarily need to be killed, since buyer and seller agreed.
I'm just telling you what the position is. If you don't disclose, there is a possibility you could be investigated for non-disclosure. I'm just telling you what's on the table right now. All right, if you want to roll the dice and not do something, that's in your ball.
As a seller's agent, then we would have to disclose to the buyer's lender.
Well,
no,
the buyer's lender has to send the resolution.
Well, you see where it's getting sticky, right?
I'm gonna tell you, the buyer's lender, which you guys are buyer agents, you need to send that resolution to the lender, but you need to have a conversation with the lender prior to that, saying, how are you resolving X issue or Y issue, okay? And that is up to them of what the lender wants to do or not to do. We can't control that issue.
If we were in a situation like that, would it just make it all a heck of a lot easier to withdraw the inspection and do a amendment?
Well,
ultimately, that's how we end up.
Yes.
It's all right. Hey, lender says that we can't do this because they need it closed, they need it fixed before closing. So great, we're gonna do an amendment for some sort of dollar amount, and and then withdraw inspection objection. Therefore, there's not, that doesn't apply.
Right. But no, that's the easiest way to do it and to solve it. Okay. All I'm telling you is what the position of the commission is, so that you're protected to know what to do. Okay. If you want a copy of this position, just come and I'll make copies for you. Okay.
If we're the listing agent and we get an inspection objection, they don't come to agreement, deal blows up, we go back on the market. Now the sellers are aware of something. You disclose. Do you want us redoing the seller's property disclosure?
I want you to do a new one.
Absolutely. I just also provide the inspection report that we were delivering.
No, you can't. That is the sellers to give. It's the buyers to give.
If sellers, it's been delivered to me as a seller.
Excuse me, listen to me. You have an inspection that was sent to the seller on a deal. That is owned by the previous buyer. You shouldn't be disclosing that because it's not yours. Okay.
The reason why you're giving the seller that information is so they have to disclose it.
So
that
then,
previous buyer may not be a happy camper because he's the one that paid for it.
Understand. However, in a court, wouldn't that be considered material evidence?
Could be. I don't know. I'm not sure. Damien hasn't trained me on that one yet.
But the seller's property disclosure doesn't require you to provide material evidence.
No, it does not. It's true.
But doesn't it say in the contract, like on due diligence, if you have any reports to your knowledge, you're supposed to?
Well, you have to ask for that.
That's got to be asked in the contract.
Yeah.
That is not a given.
But that kills your buyer. New buyer has asked for it.
And if I, the seller, has it, now I'm obligated to provide it because I have it in its due diligence. Yeah.
It is.
We got a whole can of words here, Donna.
Yeah.
Do this. This is why I should not come to these damn meetings. I'm sorry.
It is owned by the. Hello, guys. Listen. That inspection report is owned by the previous buyer. If you're going to give it to a new buyer, you need to get permission. I am just saying, if you don't do it, that's up to you guys. I'm just saying what the actual steps are, because that previous buyer owns that report, not the new buyer, okay? And under due diligence that may or may not apply, okay? I'm just saying, Corey, I'm only the messenger. So there you go. Do as you.
I'd like to talk to Davey about that because I think
I'll let you read 25 and then you can do what you want, okay? I, again, am only messenger. The only other thing I need to say is if you have not had your class for CREC updates for 2022, please get them done before the end of the year. You only have the last quarter. And I want to be sure nobody forgets to do that. Okay?
Yeah. And if you can't remember if you took it or not, just go ahead and take it again.
Yeah, you can, it's free.
I've done that.
Yeah, yes, you have.
Well, Smedra will let me know you already took this. You don't
Yes.
really need it because I tried to take it twice last year because
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
There you
She
go.
goes, you already have it.
All right, what I was
Also
gonna say
look
is it's free. It's if everybody, I think everybody in here belongs to Smedra. It's free in Smedra. And or you can just, you don't have to pay for it, it's free if you go, they have classes 2 or 3, usually 2 or 3 a month for CE classes, okay? There you go.
Thank you, Donna.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Patrick, I wasn't expecting to see you today, but I'm so glad you're here. Do you want to follow that? We'd love to hear from you.
He doesn't know if he wants to take your
Take
resolution.
the bait, Ryan.
sure.
Hello, sir.
I have no opinions about this section.
He doesn't want to take
And
the
he's not
bullets that I did.
So I didn't really prepare. But I can give you a quick rate update. They're going back up again. More inflation, bad news. So easily over 6% with most lenders right now. Easily.
I saw a headline yesterday, day before, that they're predicting next year rates go back down to like 4.25%.
Heard the same thing.
Yeah.
3 different sources.
Yeah.
So Fannie Mae released a report that they're expecting rates to drop back down to 4.5%, which I agree with. I think inflation will peak this year. I think we'll probably see another Fed rate hike next month. Inflation will start to slow down, then rates will start to dip. I think anyone buying right now will probably refinance next year.
Are you creating any programs for people who are purchasing right now to incentivize a purchase now with the refi later?
I think the best incentive you can get is we're getting a lot of people who are getting seller credits to buy down the rate.
Oh yeah.
So you can usually get up to 3 points from the seller. That would take you, if rates are 6% right now, you could probably get down into the 4s with a 3-point buy down. So we tackle that a lot when clients are nervous about the payment. And yeah.
Let's say you're going to buy a 1.5 down on the Denver market average on a $600,000 house. What cost does that look like for a borrower? I mean, what concessions? You know, what's the, so if I'm going to write an offer and say, hey, we're gonna get the seller to buy this down, what should we be writing into our concessions to pay for that?
So all you just put it's a percentage of the loan amount.
So $6,500.
Yep. Right. So if it's a $500,000 loan and you're going to get, and you want to buy it down 1.5, you'd be looking at $7,500. So we're doing a lot of coordination with you when we're making offers to see what we can get. A lot of clients are nervous about the payment. With the buy down, you can really help with that and get them approved higher too. So,
and like that, when we talked a month or 2 ago about this, conventional that seller concession is what, about 3%, and then you can go higher on FHA?
FHA, you can get up to 6%.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend, if you have clients that gave up, reach back out to them. We're getting down payment assistance under contract, contingencies.
We've got damn near
seller
10,000
credits
listings to choose from right now.
Yep, you can buy a house for $1,000 right now. We're still predicting property values to continue to increase at around 3 to 5%.
Yeah.
So, you know, people who say, hey, I'm gonna wait for rates to drop,
good luck.
You're missing out on a year of appreciation. So
yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank
right,
you. I'm so glad you're here today.
Thanks.
Good to hear from you. Awesome.
You didn't give him as many bullets as you gave me.
I'm nice.
Just saying.
He got a fresh cut. He looks good.
I know, and he started with rates are going back up too. I was like, oh, it's downhill from here, buddy, right? So we talked about, I can make sure that I'm on my agenda and notes. That's what I'm looking at my phone for, guys. It's not to be rude to y'all. It's because that's where my cheat sheet is. Yeah. So here's a big thing, right? Bonnie talked about Training Tuesdays. You guys have a copy of the September training calendar here. We've got a handful of really neat things coming up that I think are going to add value to your business. But here's what I would say. Remember Training Tuesdays. We are taking Tuesdays and creating an entire day event so that when you come to the Market Center, you're going to get a ton of value. We are leading off Tuesday morning with conversations that will change your business, right? Write that down. Thank you. So you may have thought of this in the past as like script practice and role play, right? But here's what we're really doing. How many times do you get asked the same types of questions in real estate, right? And are you prepared for the answer in that? Oftentimes we hear things like script practice and role play and we think, oh, well, that's for cold callers or that's for those cheesy salespeople. And I'm not a cheesy salesperson. I work by relationship and I know my people, yes, you are. And every time you meet them, they ask you how the market is. What the heck are you saying? Right? Are you saying things that help you win that business, or are you saying things that are neutral or even detract people from you? So we're starting Tuesdays off with these conversations, right? So we're going to be doing that. We're doing some lead generation inside of the office. We're going to have some guided lead gen for you if you need topics. Otherwise, we're also going to have community and collaboration so that you are not doing it alone. Then typically with the remainder of the day, we are pumping some different value adds to your business. We have some CE credits coming in. We've got some great lead generation based classes. And we even have some fun. We've got like next Tuesday, we've got happy hour following our daytime activities. So definitely make sure that you check that out. And while a lot of our offerings are going to have the opportunity to still be virtual or hybrid, there's a lot of value to coming into the office in person. And there's a lot of raffle tickets when you come into the office in person as well. So we highly recommend anybody who can come into the office for these activities do. Myrna, I'm going to pick on you for just a minute. Hi, and welcome to everybody who hasn't met you yet. I understand, and I might be putting you on the spot because you and I haven't had this conversation, but I understand that you find some value when you're doing these things in person, right? Tell me a little bit about that. What do you get that's different in your business when you show up physically?
I feel like, okay guys, sorry.
She put you on the spot.
Neither was I. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like I get more motivated to make the calls, especially because I'm surrounded by other people that are making the calls, and then I pick up different things from other agents on what to say, and I think that's where I hit a wall sometimes when I'm alone, because at home, what I tend to do is I'll sit in front of my computer. This is not a lie. I'll sit in front of my computer for about 30 minutes dwelling on making these calls. And then I'll find any excuse to not make my call. So I'll be like, oh, I need to clean these blinds. I need to go clean these windows.
So you have no business in the cleanest house in Denver.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, I feel like it makes it easier to make these calls when I'm surrounded by other people, and then just the energy.
The energy is big, and the copycat syndrome. So like she said, like I hear somebody say this, I'm like, ooh, that sounds good, and then somebody else says this, I'm like, I'm gonna use that. Like the whole appreciation thing, missing out on a year, because I've got a couple of rebuttals with clients right now, like what he just said. I'm like, that is perfect. That's what I'm gonna warn people about. You can refinance next year and still get that appreciation. Like, that's huge right now.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. There's some huge pieces in showing up. You know, we're going to talk just a little bit, and literally just a little bit about MegaCamp today. And she's walking away because she knows I'm going to pick on her. But you know, Bonnie and I were having a conversation while we were sitting in Austin, Texas, experiencing something that could have happened on a computer, right? And we're having that conversation about, you know, they have the digital portals. We could have just done that. And I was like, man, but would we have? Honestly, we were locked. We weren't locked there. They let us go, but we were held hostage, right? No, we're in the Austin Convention Center, right? Like for leadership and like a weird room upstairs. So we had nothing to do except for be a part of this content, right? We already made preparations for somebody else to take care of our business. So we had no important pressing matters. We got to literally sit there and be super in the moment with that material, and it changes the way that you add value into your business when you have to, right? And now I'm not saying that that's always the best solution, but I'm saying if you're looking to actually be on a path to mastery and you're learning based, putting it on in the background while you're cleaning the blinds doesn't do the same thing as like actively listening while you're in the room, right? Especially if it's workshop or action based. In the room to take the action and do the thing, and get the cashish and prizes, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So you guys are all in the room today, so I trust that's a vote for being in the room going forward. So I count on seeing all of you here pretty regularly for these things. And we've got some really cool events coming up. You're going to hear a lot more about those. Who was here for MegaCamp? Who experienced it either in Austin, you were locked in the room, or while you were dusting the blinds via the digital portal? Yeah. So I know that at home you guys were probably doing the same thing, right? You were on the digital portal, but you know, maybe you were one ear on and doing something else while you were on the computer. I totally get it. And we got so much good stuff from MegaCamp. So I wanted to break it down into two really important areas for your business. And we're gonna look at one of those a little more in depth today and get you turned on to those resources. The first area for your business that I think KW is just nailing it with right now are communities. Whoever you are, whatever it is you do, however it is you do business, there's a community of agents who is like you, who you can connect with and learn from. And they're taking these communities really, really seriously and pouring a ton of value into them. Whether they're production-based communities, right? Like you sell commercial real estate or luxury real estate, or you have clients in the sports and entertainment field, right? Or they're affinity-based groups, like our KW Rainbow Network or YP. Yeah, I mean, there are so many different ways to connect with our people, and KW is supporting this at a level that I've never seen before. And the value adds inside of this. Like, let's just say that my community of people are hustlers who want to make some more money, right? Well, I can plug into all of these other value adds for my business, like 72 Soul or our relocation department or style and design, right? Like I can literally be immersed almost immediately inside of an environment where the systems and models have already been built out, where people are succeeding at a really high level, and where I get to belong to a community of folks who are doing it, right? Who are doing it really big. And some of us get really excited about that and that sense of community. And like Gwen and I, we had to put a limit on how much we could do, right? Because I want to be a part of all of them. So it's definitely something worth checking out. You can get there a lot of ways. We're going to put a link on the Facebook page, but you're going to go to KW Connect and you're going to go to the communities tab and you're going to see all of the information. We launched some incredible communities like KW Wealth, right? Which is all about, guess what? People who are coming together and learning how to grow their wealth, right? Style and design. This is a community for agents who really value staging and design inside of their business and use that as a piece of their value proposition. There's a ton of goodies in that one. KW Relocation. We have a full-fledged relocation department that you can tap into. It is like it's crazy. So definitely wants to explore. New homes is another one. KW land, military. I mean, the list goes on, and there's a whole landing page with all of the ones that launch at Family Reunion or at Mega Camp. So that's the first piece. I want to make sure that we're bringing back the communities, the sense of network. The second thing is, oh buddy, there were, so Mega Agent Camp is all about people are doing it at a really high level, and then they peel back the curtains and look in their business and see how they're doing it. And in years past, these have just been simple interviews. They're standalone interviews. They're like 2 to 5 minutes long, and you get a high level, like, yeah, I made $1 million last year knocking on doors. And you're like, oh, cool, that's awesome. I'm gonna go knock on doors. And then you don't make $1 million. And you're like, how the hell did I do it? You know, it's so crazy. Well, so this year what they did is they took every single interviewer or interviewee, documented their business, and created a model for it. So if you've ever thought, I like events, I like to grow my business by events, right? You've done this, right? You've documented the models in your business. Listings, social media models, growing your business through seminars. So there's a home buyer seminar. There's like 6 different seminar systems in here. There's listing systems in here. MOFers, make offers for immediate response, right? How are people winning by putting packaged offers together for their clients? Over the coming weeks and months, we're going to be bringing these models to you. They're all accessible. They're on the resources page. Literally everything's available for you to be able to do the same thing in your business. It's a wonderful foundation for you to be able to grow on, and some incredible content inside of there. So I've got, you know, and kind of a geek. So I started going through the models and categorizing them so I can start learning those, but we're gonna have them available in the Market Center. We're creating something very visual so that you can plug into them and see where you're at. And there's more to come. So we'll be adding some of these in short segments to like the training calendar or upcoming team meetings and those things too, so that we can all learn to grow those together. So what else on that?
So I'm just going to add that on September 6th, we are teaching a class on how to host a successful homebuyer seminar. So we're going to use the models that they have here, and KW Connect already has the presentation made, the outline done. So we're going to go through all of that so that you can host your homebuyer seminar, whether it be in person or virtually. Right, and make sure that it's a very successful event.
What time will that be at?
9 o'clock.
Oh wait, no, it's at 11.
And then towards the end of the month, we're going to be doing that again.
No, 9 a.m. is the agenda.
Yeah. Towards the end of the month, we're going to be doing that again with the Millionaire Real Estate Investor. We're going to be teaching the MREI seminar so that you can teach it for others. And we're going to be walking through the models inside of that. So definitely check those out on the training calendar because it's some plug and play.
It totally
really, yeah, yeah, that's fun. All right. We have a big thank you to, do we have them here? Yeah. Ah, okay, they're gonna hear me, awesome. We have a really big thank you to our friends from DR Horton who are gonna come up and talk to us briefly about what they do. And then we've got just a couple of things to finish up our meeting with. So
don't,
I know, don't leave early, guys.
Ew.
Hold on.
I don't know who color coded this, but I love it. Good job. Thank you.
I'm really hoping for somebody to give a speech.
Several people.
It's gotta be. Speech out.
I'm really hoping for somebody to drop a speech on us.
I can do that for you.
I was hoping.
Hello, later.
Oh, you guys.
Here.
You ready for
us? Absolutely.
So I'm Carrie Wenzel from DR Horton Homes. This is Carla Lunca from Harmony. We're each assigned to different communities. We roughly have 17 communities throughout the front range. And the good news is, you guys want to hear the good news? we're offering our brokers 3% of the total purchase price. And I have brought you some goodies. We love our brokers.
Wonderful. Thank
So,
you.
with that being said, I want to talk to you guys. I'll let you just kind of spread the love there. With that being said, we're each assigned communities. So in my particular community, I just got back to Harmony. I'm in Aurora, Colorado. How are you? I haven't seen you in a day.
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome, good to see you. So we're offering 2 different ranch plans, and I have 8 different stories. The president, we also umbrella the mortgage company underneath us. We're offering 3.99% lock and load through 11/30. So anything that can deliver between now and November 30th, we're offering 3.99%. In addition, my specific community is offering $10,000 for closing costs. And then we also have a preferred broker program, okay, where you get 3% of the total purchase price on the first deal. The next deal, it would be $1,000, and we go up to $1,500, and then we go to $2,000. We cap at $2,000. Then year end, we bring in all of our top producers, and they do amazing things for the top producers in terms of airfare and just all kinds of lucrative things. So just know that. So back to Harmony, I do have several homes for specifically 2 stories that can deliver in the month of September. So if you've got anybody ready to go, just keep them in mind. That would be a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath scenario with a 2.5 car garage. We are a master plan community. We do offer a community center that hosts cardio room. It has 2 different weight rooms. It has a golf simulator. We also have a hot tub, a swimming pool, 2 dog parks, 6.5 miles of walking trails, STEM school K through 8 that is within the community, and the high school is about 1.5 miles. So I do have September delivery, and we are offering that 3.99. I also have October, November, and December. I have stuff with basement. So if your buyer is looking for basement, just keep this in mind for that piece as well. Beautiful community. Hands down. HOAs are $78 a month. We love you guys. Take a look at my information. I just kind of gave you a little bit of information. If you go on to www.drhorton.com, our website is set up specifically for each community on the 17 communities throughout the front page. So you can tag wherever your buyer is wanting to live, whether it's north, south, as far down as Monument. We're doing some stuff down there that we just opened up a brand new community. So there's lots to get from us. Keep us.
Are you able to cross-sell deliverable inventory?
Yes, sir. In fact, I just did a deal at Silver Peaks on Sunday. Met the buyer and the broker up there. We just have a long-term relationship, and she called and she said, "Hey, will you do this for me?" And I said, "Absolutely."
I guess.
And it was a lot of fun, actually. It allowed me the opportunity to understand what they do in terms of amenity, what the community truly looks like. So I learned a lot on my Sunday trip, and it really turned out to be a fun day for me. So yes, we will travel with you. So if you fall in love with us, we'll go with you.
You said hot tub. Did you say pool? Did I miss pool?
Yes,
there is a pool. Okay,
so
got
pool
it.
and hot tub on that $78, and $65 is specifically tied to amenity, and $13 for trash.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he has done some stuff with me over in that specific community. It's really beautiful.
Okay.
I
used to work for Richmond. Sorry.
Gotcha. All right. Keep us on the radio.
I'd rather sell you.
I would love to.
We'd rather have that.
We'd love to hear that. We'd love to hear that. So I'm going to turn this over to Carla Lunca, my cohort. She's at Skyview with Bennett, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about her community.
So hi guys, thank you for having us. So my name is Carla Lunca. I'm one of the salespeople over in Bennett over at Skyview. And so I sent out an inventory sheet. We've got what I was particularly highlighting in here are some garden level basement product that we have. We are towards the tail end of our community, so we've got about 15 left. Handful of garden levels, and then in addition, which I don't have on here, are some in-ground or actually crawl space homes. So our price range out there is going to be about $480 to just high fives. And if you've got basements, so they'll all deliver in September is what they're shooting for. So community is almost finished. So the great thing for your buyer is they're not living with us forever, you know, with construction and everything. So out here, you know, like Carrie said, everywhere we build, we do pay the 3% of final sales price to our broker partners. It's something that we've always done, and it's something that they're committed to because we do realize that you guys are, you know, you are our partners in this. So, so if you guys have somebody that is interested specifically more like a first-time buyer, it gets them into a single-family home. Great pricing. We do have a 1,600 square foot house, 3 bedrooms with a loft upstairs, 2.5 car garage that's listed at $480. So that one is with a crawl space. So, and we'll deliver in September as well. So out at Skyview, we've got 9,500 towards closing costs and prepaids with our lender, in addition to that fixed rate, that 3.99. And that is with an FHA, VA, and conventional loan. So one of the nice things about Bennett also is we do USDA. So if you have somebody that needs a 0 down loan, is something that we can do for you. So, but I've got additional inventory sheets up here as well as business cards. Okay, any questions?
So in Harmony,
yes,
if
sir.
They're not ready to move on a quick inventory, what is your build time looking like from scratch?
So probably 80% of my stuff is in production.
Already.
And I do have 4 homes that can specifically deliver the end of September.
So what about if somebody was trying to target like April?
I think we'll be sold out at that point. So this is our second go around at
So
Harmony.
could you write today with one that's in production that's on a timeline that'll deliver in April?
No. I think I'll be sold out before we actually hit April. But food for thought, we did purchase more land in Harmony.
Sure.
I can't talk about it because I don't have any pricing,
sure.
And it's going to be all different, you know, because the land costs are going to be different and so forth. But just know that we did buy some more land in there, and it will be developed. Typically, that's an 8-month process. That's what it took them to bring me back there again. And I just got back literally about 9 weeks ago, and we're almost halfway through our inventory at Harmony. Nice. So if there is interest.
So if you go in and write today, the only thing you get is something that's going to deliver by September or November, through September through November.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, and there's some stuff still sitting in the city that we're waiting to get back. So we could target those, and that might be an April delivery. It is all dependent on when Aurora gets that back to us. Okay.
Well, so you said you're almost done at Bennett, right? Yes. Will they be doing another community in Bennett?
There's rumors of it.
Do you know anything about the rumor that Bridgestone signed a deal with the city of Bennett to bring their golf ball manufacturing plant to Bennett?
What's that?
Bridgestone.
Wow, that's super exciting. Wow. I'm like all that.
Is that for real?
Yes. Well, it's my knowledge, yes, and that's supposed to be built in 2024.
It's
nice.
Can we sign up to be like testers of the golf balls?
All right, yeah.
Like, I thought you were gonna go with, hey, how do we become their reload agents?
Right, that's where I was.
That's what I was thinking.
No,
Screw that.
Oh, dude, I just wanted to get out there, use the driving range, let's go figure out some way to test those balls. Right.
Make sure you give me a call on that one.
Yeah,
my car's in that blue folder there.
There you go.
I'm Carrie.
So I will say Bennett is gonna explode. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going out there. There's a lot of land out there being developed. So it's a good opportunity to get in, you know, while prices are still inexpensive.
Okay.
It's a great place to live. I actually had the ability to sell with Carla for 8 months over there, and I really had a great time. It's really a small community and super safe, and just it's pretty. It's it's out away from everything.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Enjoy your lunch.
Yeah,
enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. It looks amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll test the prototypes.
So we've got one more order of business before we finish today. Start bringing stuff out or whatever. Yeah. So every now and again we get the opportunity to to be in business with incredible people who are doing amazing things. And so we wanted to take a moment today to make a really important announcement for our market center and also to celebrate some really incredible business success. So Michael, come on up here and join me for a second. I know, right? And so if you didn't already know, it would shock me because we're really good at keeping secrets. But Michael has agreed to and been honored with the opportunity of becoming our new operating principal. Yay! What's that mean, Michael?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Apparently.
He's still learning.
No, I mean, I'm excited to become the next OP of the office. You know, I'd like to get, you know, I think going into a shifting market, it's helpful if, you know, agents are in the office and we're able to collaborate, right? Like what's working for you, what struggles and challenges are you having? How can we help each other grow our business? So, I mean, one of the things I'd like to see is, you know, more agents get back into the office, and I'd like to see our office grow. We're in a competition with the Fountain KW office, who can recruit more agents between now and the end of the year. So I'd really like to see us kick Fountain, but
like Fountain, Colorado Springs.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, similar kind of size.
Gotcha.
Office. So yeah. So did you hear that, Fountain? Coming for you.
Yep.
Absolutely. Michael, you have obviously such a reputation in the real estate business, right? I mean, our vendors come in and they're like, oh yeah, that guy, he sells all our houses, right? But also you really represent what it means to run a successful business like a business. And you're a cultural pillar of our market center. As evidenced by the fact that he won the game today, which is really cool. You know, you very famously were a cultural ambassador in 2019. I think we figured out, right? In 2019, you guys may or may not remember him blowing you a kiss from stage. It was.
You had to bring up your kiss.
I saw.
Thank you.
I knew you wanted to.
And also, like, you show up every day to model what it looks like to run a successful business, and to be a partner to people in the market center. And I could be more proud to be in business with you, and to call you boss. So, let's You're short, and that's okay.
We're not. We just have to get this far forward.
Yeah, no. I was trying to.
We got more.
Here, there's another one. Trying.
Congratulations,
Oh, don't you have one ready?
I did.
Oh.
Good luck.
Do you hurry up, grab the glass. Keep pulling your arms up. Ryan is holding his tongue very patiently.
Yes, these are shooters, right?
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yay.
That's awesome.
Ernest's like, I'm really trying to.
We're gonna have lunch. While we're having lunch, I'm gonna throw a video up on the screen. You may or may not have seen this, but it's kind of people ask all the time, like, who the heck are we? Who is Keller Williams? What is that? It's one of those things where it's somebody described it to me this way once, right? From the inside, it's so hard to describe, and from the outside, it's also so hard to describe, right? So here we go.
It's already
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for your viewing pleasure.
In 2023, Keller Williams turns 40. And sometimes midlife crisis is a good thing. Now, we aren't going to run out and buy a flashy sports car or a boat or some other toy. We aren't suddenly going to grow a mustache because we've already got one. But it is time for something big because that's what we do. It's time to tell the world who we really are and why we were called to this. T.S. Eliot said, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." We started as a small real estate company with a mission to become so trusted by our clients that we could become their realtor for life. But of course, Gary Keller taught us that to be realtors for life, we had to be more than realtors. We're coaches, therapists, mentors, mind readers, and magicians. We're digital hunters with human touch. Wheelers and dealers who only use our powers for good. We are advocates and shoulders to cry on, friends to lean on, and confidants to trust. Together, we are the keys and the doors to new futures. This is the most important time in our lives, as a company, and simply as people. Your clients are feeling that same thing when they come to you. Their first homes, their final homes, newly married, newly divorced, empty nesters are more on the way. These are the most joyous, terrifying, and hopeful times of all our lives, because your clients are jumping off cliffs and trusting you to build wings on the way down. We get to feel the thrill of that connection every day, if we do our jobs right. If we do our jobs right, they aren't jobs at all. It is indeed a calling to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living. To be entrepreneurs. For 40 years, we at Keller Williams have deeply believed that entrepreneurship is the miracle of America. That in America, if you can dream it, you can build it. We're privileged to be in the business of buying and selling the most important and life-changing dream. The dream of owning a home of your own. It's not just an American dream, it's a dream shared around the world. At Keller Williams, we want to continue to earn the right to be the home of the dreamers, the doers, the entrepreneurs, the hundreds of thousands of you who have dreamed and built your own business, and in the process, built ours. We all know everything changes, but we will always champion you, the entrepreneurs who are powered by purpose, by energy and passion, teamwork, trust, and technology, integrity and culture, and trained in the rules of how we would do it, but who also have the confidence to bend the rules in ways Gary never dreamed of, but hoped you would. You see, we aren't here to teach you our past or to try and predict your future. We're here to help you create the future. We are reigniting a culture of celebrating entrepreneurial visionaries, because real leaders don't create followers. We create more leaders. We are teaching rebellion and inspiring invention. Your mavericks and world changers, and your relentless creativity, fueled by the competitive drive inside every one of you, will make the real estate models of today look quaint by the time you're finished. Everything we ever did was a risk. We started as a little underdog company and grew to be the largest real estate company in the world. You know what underdogs do when they get big? They look for bigger fights. Look for those fights. We want you to out-Gary Gary. Take risks, take heart, take action. All these things that you are for your clients, the coach, the therapist, and the key to a new future, we will redevote ourselves to being for you. There's a reason we want your name larger than ours on signs. When you look at your clients and think to yourself, it's not about me, it's about them. Well, it's not about us. It's about you. This is the most important time in our lives. You're living in a home built for entrepreneurs to thrive. And true entrepreneurs don't have to wait for doors to open for them. After all, we have our own lockboxes. Welcome home.
Have our own lockboxes. I'm honored to be in business with all of you mind readers and magicians.
Therapist.
Therapist
was the big one.
Forget the therapist. Oh. You're all still sitting so patiently. Class dismissed. Like, go grab lunch. Get some food. Thank Thank you for coming today. We will see you all for Training Tuesday next week and everything that becomes coming through between now and then. Oh, are we doing a drawing for that? Oh yeah. Grab lunch. We're gonna do a drawing.
Oh, I'm not sure yet.